Well, guys, you see in the picture here, we see our favorite 1984 picture of the spy cams. Yep. See, they got them all different directions. You see, they probably have it rigged up so they can see that way. See, they can see this way right here. They can see this way probably, and they can see this way, or I don't know. Maybe this one's going this way. This is the classic government, a lovely thing. You see them at traffic lights, you know, hanging at posts. I mean, those poles at traffic lights and stuff like that. You see them in downtown cities. There they are. They get a little eye right here. Now, anyway, I'm gonna show you the next pictures. Okay, this is now. By the way, the next picture is something that, even though I don't live in a very large city, we're going to get one of these things. We're actually supposedly going to get one very soon. And since I live very close to Canada, tonight is when some Canadians are going to protest what is going to happen in my city. They're going to pull their pants down and moon America. Apparently, they're going to, just put their asses to the wind and just say we don't want this. And this is what they're going to protest against right here. I'm going to click on the next image. Oh yes, we're getting a blimp. We're getting the surveillance blimp. Now these are just some blimps. I took some pictures off the internet and show you here. But this is an example of some blimps, and I'll click on next picture for you. Yep, here's a blimp out in the open space, just floating along. You know, you're sitting there camping. You know, you're guarding your land with your guns. You see one of these things up there? Yep, you're sitting in. Anyway, here's the next picture. Oh yes, this is our friendly neighborhood blimp. You can look outside your house. I think this is a house right here. You get to your power lines. You got a little blimp, which probably can look through roofs, and whatever. So, Big Brother's making it's only there really to make sure there's no terrorists, and make sure nothing is being done that is wrong, of course. So, not any possible violation of the Constitution. The legal searching is being done. That could be possibly being used for that. Now we go to the next one, and here's a drawing of one apparently. This one's in you got a United States. I think this is actually one that is used, but this is just a drawing of one apparently on a computer. So this is Lockheed Martin's little blimp, that they float around up there and zoom in on the Earth. So when you're on the can, they can sit there and watch you and see how long you're on that can. Anyway, next picture. Oh yes, look at this one. Now this is the more I think more advanced ones. I think this is probably the one they're going to put up, maybe something like this in my city. They got little I think these are little maybe thrusters, or maybe they're even little eyes that they can look out at various angles. I don't know. They can adjust these. They can rotate them, so they can move them around and get better views. Apparently, I think that this is something. I don't even know what these holes are, but you can see a little space in here. So apparently, they might actually have humans in them. So and anyway, this thing, sucker, something like this might be floating around, and in your city. I mean, I live in a city that may have only 30-something thousand people, and it's the biggest city in the area. I mean, we have. In the surrounding area where I live, there might be 50 or 60,000. Who knows? Maybe more. But when I say that surrounding, I mean the Americans. American side. I live really close to Canada, you see. So with their population, within, I don't know, 20 miles or so, we might have over, I don't know, 100, 200,000 people, combined with, combining ours with theirs. So they're going to have the pleasure of also enjoying the American blimp, which can zoom in and do the same thing to us as they will do to them. So my Canadian relatives here, you enjoy yourself. You get free surveillance without even have to pay for it. So you must be very pleased about that. At least you don't have to feel as bad, I guess, because at least you're not paying for it like us U.S. taxpayers are. Okay, I think I got one more visual here. Oh yes, here's a good blimp. This one, I don't know who makes it, but apparently it can float around above the clouds and give you good looking into it if necessary at any time that it is above your area. I presume they have these blimps all around the United States now, probably all major cities. There's probably at least over 100 major cities, larger cities of over 100,000 people in them each. And they probably have at least 100 blimps then. Now, like I said, my city is next, very, very, very close to Canada. So maybe we have a special, we have a special little thing, because I don't think they would I don't think they have that much money to just put a blimp over a city of my size that I live in. But nonetheless, the surrounding area isn't generally small, and it's on a it's right next to Canada, a border city. So I mean, we speak this practically have the same. I think we have more or less have the same accent. Their vehicles are over in America, driving around all the time. So it's not like we don't have any contact with them. But nonetheless, they can share not just our restaurants, but they can share our blimps. I would say that my guesstimate, I'm probably shooting low. There's probably at least 200 blimps floating around in the United States. I wouldn't even doubt there's 300 or 400. Who knows? But they just zoom in, and so, I don't know. If you want to put a sign in your backyard, F you or something, and they'll probably read it eventually. And this is probably going to be used, about Google Earth. Well, the military's got their version, of course, too. And so these blimps will be, I assume these blimps will just be able to scan constantly for any potential anti-American activity, of course. And they probably just don't have plain old, classic cameras in them where they just can, zoom in. They might have other types of cameras also, and other types of detection equipment. And who knows what else they might have up there. They might even have little lasers which can shoot little beams down and, burn holes in the things. Who knows? I don't want to go into that. But then nonetheless, this is what your tax dollars is going towards, to have blimps over your own country. So anyway, enjoy yourself, and I'll zoom in for you so you can actually zoom in on the blimp, because just so you can have a similar experience as what they're doing to you. See that little blimp? Yeah. Zoom in here. Okay, I think that's the end of the pictures.